Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. Well, this morning, lots of individual stocks in focus and our research team is standing by. First up, there's a major development that has happened in the oil marketing companies. Sapna is joining in to give us the latest on that. Sapna, good morning.
Hi, morning. So, on expected lines, though, of course, if you keep in mind, what the Petroleum Ministry had indicated over Saturday, when all these queries had been asked as to the possibility of a petrol-diesel price cut, it was likely to be on expected lines because LPG price had reduced, the CV players had reduced CNG to an extent. So it was, inevitable that at some point in time, before the elections, before the model code of conduct, the government had to take a call on fuel prices. Plus, let's look at how the OMCs have been performing. Their bottom lines have been extremely strong. So this had been, to an extent, I would say, building up. Now, what we have been given to understand is that, despite crude at higher levels, I think the average as far as the Indian basket is concerned, it comes out to around $83 odd, for the current month. And the indications always had been, that it has to be below 80 or somewhere around $75 odd a barrel for the government or rather, the OMCs will take a call on a price cut. But, going against that, this has happened and it's a very calibrated and prudent price cut. This is what we have been given to understand from industry players themselves. And, fairly well distributed in the sense that CV players have reduced CNG price. The government has also taken care of the Ujjwala subsidy, has given benefit of 100 more rupees as far as the LPG subsidy is concerned. And prior to that, companies had also, reduced LPG prices. So what they're just trying to say is that it's not a big price hike done in one shot, which can impact bottom lines negatively. This is what is being told right now. Plus, they're also indicating just another 15 odd days to go for at least the current quarter to get over. So I think what they're trying to say is that these cuts are unlikely to impact the bottom lines of OMCs. I think that is what is being indicated. Of course, the rest we'll have to wait and watch and see how crude prices pan out. If they go on the higher side, then we could see some impact. But, at the moment, that is negligible. And if you look at the prices of both the products city-wise, at least as far as petrol is concerned, in many of the cities, apart from Delhi, they're still very high, above 100 rupees, because mainly the state VATs are high. Also take action. Yeah, that will continue to be above 100.
Got it, Sapna. Appreciate you joining in, giving us, a quick update on that piece of news. Well, let's hop across to Ritu. She's joining in to help us keep pace with the news flow on Paytm and Yes Bank. Morning, Ritu.
Morning, Nigel. So NPCI has granted 197 Communications, which is the parent entity for Paytm, approval to participate in UPI as a third-party payment application provider, which is TPAP, under a multi-bank model. Now, essentially, that is going to allow Paytm customers to continue using that app for UPI payments. And there are 4 banks that have come on board as payment service providers, which is Axis Bank, Yes Bank, HDFC Bank and SBI. These 4 banks are going to handle the UPI volumes between them. Now, separately, NPCI has also said that Yes Bank is going to be acting as the merchant acquiring bank for both existing and new UPI merchants for 197. Now, remember on a con call earlier, Paytm had indicated that about 20% of its total 4 crore merchants have accounts that are only with Paytm Payment Bank. So these will have to get shifted to Yes Bank, and any new merchants that Paytm acquires, which would be offline as of now because they don't have the online payment aggregator license yet, that will also have their bank accounts linked with Yes Bank. So in a way, Yes Bank is one of the key beneficiaries from RBI's action against Paytm Payment Bank. They get access to these customers, and of course, they can then cross-sell many other financial products to them. Even for these 4 other payment service provider banks, they're going to earn a fee for facilitating the merchant settlements for Paytm, and of course, they'll get access to float, which can be deployed for additional income. For Paytm, of course, some churn is expected in the merchant and customer base, and customer retention is going to be very key to watch out for going ahead. The March 15 deadline is also today for Paytm Payment Bank to wind down banking activities, and we understand RBI is unlikely to change the stance on restrictions, so we'll keep an eye on that as well.
All right, Ritu, thanks very much, and we'll keep coming back to you for more on this story. That's Ritu reporting on Paytm. Now, Vamakshi is joining in on Eris, Railtel and Ashok, Leyland. What's the news flow here? Vamakshi, morning.
Well, good morning, Prashant. Let me first start off with Eris Lifesciences. Yesterday, during market hours, we did see an announcement come through that Eris Lifesciences will be acquiring Biocon Biologics formulation business for 1,242 odd crores. But apart from that, there was another announcement that came through wherein Eris Lifesciences announced that they will be acquiring an additional 19% equity stake in Swiss Parenterals for almost 237.5 crores. Now, they also held a con call on this development, and they have highlighted that they are quite bullish on the insulin glargine market in India, but there are some analysts that have expressed some concern around the human insulin business growth. They are also expecting the company to push their EBITDA from 70 crores currently to 100 crores, and in fact on the debt front, the company said that they will be focusing on debt reduction. They will try to bring it down to lower than 2 times of 1 year forward EBITDA by FY25. So on the back of this development, expect Eris Lifesciences to open in the green. But apart from that, Realtel will also open higher today after the company has received work orders from Odisha Computer Application Center amounting to 114 crores. And lastly, let's also focus on Ashok Leyland. Expect the stock to open in the green after Creodor has announced that they will be investing nearly $50 million for 19.5% stake in Hinduja Tech, which is the wholly owned subsidiary for Ashok Leyland. Not just that, this values Hinduja Tech at almost $255 million, which is nearly 2,115 crores. And this investment will allow Hinduja Tech to accelerate its global growth plans. On the back of that, Ashok Leyland expected to open in the green as well.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's go across to Upasna now for some other stocks that are in the news this morning. Upasna, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia. First up, NCC, the company's subsidiary, has reached a settlement with TAQA, India Power Ventures and Himachal Sorang. The settlement arbitration is mainly with a staggered payment of almost 175 crores versus 140 crores provided earlier. Next up is NHPC. GUVNL, that is Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited, has issued a letter of intent to NHPC for 200 megawatt capacity solar power project, and the estimated cost of this is around 847 crores is what the company has indicated. That's the reason the stock will remain in focus today, and I expect it to open in green. Next up is JSW Energy. The company has also received letter of intent from Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam for almost 300 megawatt solar capacity. And with this awarded capacity, the company says that its total locked-in generation capacity increases to 12 gigawatts, out of which 2.4 gigawatts will be solar. Next up is Sundaram Clayton. Well, the MD and CEO of the company, Venu Srinivasan, has sold almost 7% stake in the company at 1,240 per share via block deal. That's the reason even this stock will remain in focus today.
Okay, all right, Upasana, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's do a quick recap of all the top stocks we just covered for you. The ones with positive news flow include Paytm, Yes Bank, NHPC, JSW Energy, Eris Lifesciences, you have Realtel, as well as Ashok Leyland. Well, stocks with negative news flow are OMCs, NCC, and Sundaram Clayton. Well, time to slip into a short break. When you come back, we'll get some fundamental analysis going. Siddharth Khemka, Head Retail Research at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, will be joining in.